Hello everybody, my name is NSeeks and welcome back to The Breakdown. The Breakdown is a series where I break down a certain gaming or esports topic, usually involving Call of Duty. This week's will be Call of Duty. This topic will be the Simp and JKap swap on eUnited. Now, this video is going to be about 14 minutes long, so I'm trying to get as many points as I'm trying to get as many points in as possible. I'm a little rusty on videos because I haven't done them in a while. I know I've said this countless of times, but I really need to start doing them. I really do. There's no excuse anymore. Well, I don't want to say that it's literally just me being a lazy person, because there's just been things in my life where I haven't been well, per se. But enough of my personal life. Let's get into the topic. Again, this is going to be the breakdown of the Simp JKap swap or trade, if you want to say. Basically, Simp was the bench player for eUnited, or the substitute player, and JKap was the main, was on the main roster and was a Maddox player. They are now switching. Now, I'm going to leave out all the drama between Clay and Cap, and I'm more going to talk about the in-depth of what I think this team is going to look like after this change. So the drama could be in play, it might not be, I don't care. We're going to talk about mechanically and all the inner workings of why this team will be better, I believe. As I said, I believe this team will be better, and I'm starting this off with an A+ grade on eUnited for making this roster decision. Watching JKap play this year, you can definitely tell this is not his game, or the Maddox is not his gun. It's one of the two. Watching him play, especially against the Optic Gaming series, just watching his point of view, watching him on the map, he's a very slow-paced Maddox, and I think that's how EU wants him to play. But you also have Clay on the team. Clay is a very slow-paced player as well. You can't have both your Maddoxes being slow-paced. Now, Clay has adapted well to the Maddox role, and he's a bit faster, and he's definitely way better than Cap this game. No offense to Cap, just you could just tell he has adapted way quicker to this game. Now, to say Cap can't adapt to this game quick, and I'm not bashing on Cap saying he's not smart in this game or anything or not good. He's still wreck 90% of pros, but it just seems like at a top level against some top teams, his Maddox just doesn't. He can't compete with players like Slasher, Dashy, Karma. I'm drawing a blank here. Shawnee, even. I believe Shawnee is the Maddox player on Reciprocity. He can't compete against those top level players, because I believe it's just not his role. I don't believe that Maddox is the gun that fits him the most in this game. I believe more of an ICR is. Or, again, you have two slow-paced Maddoxes. So the problem with EU was they had a really good sub-duo in Pristini and Abizi. They had a great main AR in Arcides, and they had a subpar Maddox duo in JKap and Clay. Clay is, again, far better than JKap in this game right now, but it doesn't really matter, because you still have Clay playing somewhat slow and Cap playing slow as well. You have a very slow-paced team when those players should be getting in some of the most engagements, if not one of them being the second most, and they should be dropping the most kills, which I don't believe they usually are. Because, I mean, it is the Maddox. It's the best gun in the game by far. Now, maybe the update hit Cap, because at Vegas I don't believe he did that bad, but this Fort Worth he had like a .8 KD. You can't have that from your main Maddox player. Or not main, but one of your Maddox players, because that gun is so viable. That gun is so valuable, I should say. Because it is the best gun in the game, by far. So you have to have a player that can utilize it well, be somewhat fast with it, and know when to slow down. So I believe they drop Cap. They drop JKap. They pick up Simp. Now, if the rumors are right, they are going to have Simp and Abizi excuse me, be a SOG duo. They're going to have Clay at Maddox still. They're going to move Pristini to Maddox as well, and they're going to keep Arcides at main AR. This change is great. This is a great change by United, in my opinion. Having them pick up a player in Simp Now, I'll get into Simp in a little bit, but picking up a player like that is a very aggressive and gun skill-oriented player. He's smart, but his main thing is he's a very great sub-machine gun player. Especially in this game, he's a great SOG player. Pairing him up with a BZ is going to be a nasty duo, and if he can be formed into an actual pro player, more or less get, an event off of, event on his shoes, and face some top tier competition on land, he could be a BZ and Simp can be a top tier, tier 1 sub duo along with TJ and Scump and Dylan and Zed. I mean, like, they could definitely be a great duo if Simp learns the game at a pro level fast, like a BZ did. Now, moving Preston to Maddox is a great idea. It's a great idea, and it's pretty obvious, but again, I just wanted to break down how I feel about this. This is a great idea for them. Moving Preston to Maddox. His Maddox shot is nice. He's also a aggressive player. He is very aggressive. So you won't have to worry about having two slow-paced Maddoxes. Now you can you can have Clay, if he sticks to a Maddox, play a little bit more slow. Oh, excuse me. You can play him a little more. You can play with. He can play a little more slow, which that could be his more preferred role in this game. He might not agree. He might not agree with it at first. He might say, I can play fast, whatever. But I do believe him playing at a slower pace might be the right move for him in this game. So then you have a fast-paced player in Pristini picking up one of the best guns, if not the best gun in the game. So then you don't have a pacing issue anymore when it comes to your best guns. Clay can play a little bit slower, and Pristini will be in their face, and I guarantee you Pristini's numbers will skyrocket because of this. Again, because Maddox is just a great gun. I'm not saying that Maddox is going to carry him, obviously, but excuse me, I do believe that the Maddox it suits him. I believe the SOG suits him too, but I believe the Maddox suits him very well. So now with that roster, with that new roster being said, you would have RC's a main AR, which is I wouldn't change it. He could play any role probably, leaving it main AR for now. The sub duo in Simp and Abizi, that is gonna be so fun to watch and so chaotic on the map. And then having Pristini and Clay as Maddoxes. Again, you have a balance there. You have a balance of slow-paced Maddox and a fast-paced Maddox. And I believe that is what you need in this game. You need a Maddox that I think can shoot from long range and more or less pepper people and get a lot of damage in and probably be their battery player. I would say probably their battery player. And then you have a player that's more he's fast-paced. He's in their face. He's right up there with the subs. He's getting in their face, and he is killing so many people. He's just always in engagements. And that's Preston. And then you give him a long-range weapon with the Maddox. It's going to be such a great plan. This was, I believe, their best choice they could have made. Because I believe Clay is just better at this game than Cap. So I don't think dropping Clay would have been the move. So I'm happy that they made this move. I give this move an A+. 100%. Like, this was one of the best moves they could have done by far. If not the best move they could have done. So, now that I'm done talking about the actual roster, let me get into two other subjects I want to talk about. Where could Cap go, and how will Simp perform, and how will he do? Simp is part of the, what I like to call, Big 3 SND stars. No offense. SND star not in a bad way. But the Big 3 when it comes to the SND players of the youth. Illy, Cilium, and Simp. Simp has just turned 18. Cilium turned 18 for the Pro League qualifier and did not qualify with FaZe. They actually got smocked on. And Illy is still 17. Simp, I believe, personally, will be the best out of the three. I believe he just seems the most humble. He seems like he will be willing to learn a lot easier. I believe that's nothing, like, I don't know them, but I don't know that I'm not calling them out. It's just Simp just looks like a very well-rounded player from seeing him play SND, seeing him play with pros, and I believe eUnited has faith in young players. And I believe Clay Clay won't let him be, you know, a little brat. He just won't. I think Simp knows that too. When he's gonna take the criticism, he's gonna take it like a Beezy did, and it's gonna make him a way better player. So I don't think Simp will be a problem at all. I don't think Celium was a problem for FaZe. I do believe that roster was just, they needed a change. They were just garbage in general, and Celium was just in a spot where he was part of a team that wasn't that good, and he also, it was his first event. I mean, you can't blame the guy. So I think Simp will do well on eUnited as long as he takes criticism well, and he's not going at Clay or Arcides or anybody for giving him criticism. I don't think he will. I don't think a lot of players do that, but I do believe Simp will be a great addition to eUnited, and it will help them a lot. Now let's talk about where Cap can go. Now, there's two things Cap can do right now. He can either try and go to a main AR role, which I think I would love to see him try a main AR role again in this game. This will be the first time he played main AR in this game, and it's be the first time in a while where he's played main AR, and I would love to see that because I believe this game suits him as a slow-paced player. I think the ICR could be his weapon of choice if he switches to it, or go as a slow-paced Maddox still, and just try and find your fit. Now, I'm going to go through some of the teams and just think if this would be a good choice. Luminosity maybe drop Slack for him, move Formal to Maddox with Gunless, then you'd have a fast-paced duo of Maddoxes, and then you would have a main AR in Gunless, or not Gunless, main AR in Cap, and then Slacked and John be your main subs. That'd be a very, very good team, I think, if they pick up JKap, but I don't know, because they just won Fort Worth. You don't want to change the chemistry. Splice, I don't think they're going to change at all. I think they're going to stick with them. I think they're going to stick together. Reciprocity, no. 100 Thieves, no. Enigma 6, I don't think Cap would want to go there, no offense. I just don't think he would want a team with that group of people. He'd want a team with more, maybe, known players. Maybe he would. Red Reserve, possibly. I could see that. Gen G, no, they just made a roster change. They probably won't. Heretics, probably not. Envy, I could see Assault or Aches getting dropped for Cap, but do I see it happening? Probably not. I think they're just going to stick with their roster and wait till champs to make their name known. Denial, definitely not. UYU, fuck no, because you have Parzillion, Methods on the same team, and they're already slow as fuck paced players, and then you had Cap on that team for one of them, or replacing Mayhem or Proto. That's not a good move at all. Optic, they're not dropping their team. Accelerate, I mean, obviously if you put Cap on this team, it'll be an improvement. eUnited, we already said something. He's leaving that team, not leaving, but he's a sub. Midnight possibly, and Evil Geniuses. That is a very likely choice, I believe. I think Evil Geniuses would be a great choice for him. LG would probably be the best to make the most sense though. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Breakdown, guys. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next chapter.